Hi, welcome. This is a follow-on to the shot practice gym where I showed a set of drills that really works for me to help develop solid shooting skills. Here, I'm going to expand on the second drill where I showed doing a 30-degree cut of a ball on the foot spot, shooting it as a half table shot, that is, across the width of the table. As I said, this is the second drill, and it begins validation of the basic stroke mechanics for making shots. The aim is easy. Aim the center of the cue ball at the outside edge of the object ball. This is a well-known and provable aiming property. In this video, we're going to change the orientation and shoot the full table version, looking like a conventional spot shot. Let's digress for a moment and show that with the right cue ball line, it really is a 30-degree cut. We see a diagram that shows the angles of the two balls with respect to the table itself. The ball on the spot is obviously on a 45-degree diagonal. I call that the object ball angle. Then if we place the cue ball on a 15-degree line, that's cue ball, the ghost ball, called the cue ball angle, the result is 45 minus 15 equals 30 degrees. On a 9-foot table, a 2.3 diamond delta is 15 degrees. Normally you would memorize the 2 and 3 diamond delta angle values and interpolate. This method I developed is something I call table geometry, a method to compute cut angles from object ball and cue ball angles. These angles are derived from geometry and memorizing critical values. I outline the method in several videos, and if you want to learn the method, you should watch those videos and get my Windows computer game, Cut Angle Challenge 101. The game will give you the two ball angles and the actual cut angle on shots over a wide variety of situations. Now for spot shots. Your first objective is to have this shot be routine. You need reasonably solid shot mechanics, so consider alternating between this and stroke mechanics drills such as drive practice and sending the cue ball or a striped ball out and back, which I cover in the previous video. Start by shooting at a comfortable speed and no cue ball spin. For me, at this speed, the cue ball comes back to the kitchen after a successful shot. If this full table version proves too difficult, then go back to the half table version. What just happened here for me has been common. After pure stroke practice, I have to find an adjustment to return to reliably making shots. The goal is to eventually have consistent results with no adjustments needed. I don't think I can say it enough. You need to really work this drill at a comfortable speed and really groove it. And then once it's really grooved, feel it. Feel what you're doing, how you're standing, how you're aligning, how you're using your eyes, how your arm and shoulder are working. Everything about it. Call that home. Don't vary it except if you really need to for improvement. It needs to be a solid base. One thing to look for is there a difference in your result shooting cuts to the left versus right? For me, there is. When I shoot cuts to the left, I find myself missing those more often. For me, it turned out that my stance changed in a subtle way, and it was difficult for me to find it. But you need to look for that. Find any differences, try to identify the cause, and fix it. Once this shot becomes routine at a moderate speed, learn to expand to other speeds and eventually topspin and draw. Your goal is to have a spot shot drill where you shoot at various speeds. You have two choices. Just vary the speed a little from one shot pair to the next, or focus for a time on a new speed and work your mechanics. Here, I'm showing working on fast shots where I want the cue ball to finish in the lower half of the table. Remember that you should only slowly work up to these speeds. There are many ways to do this wrong. Trust me, I've done all of them. Shooting faster by jerking my arm back faster. Jerking is a key of failure. I often, what you want is you want if anything, a slower backstroke and a full backstroke. There's nothing to be gained by pulling back faster except inaccuracy and failure. Ideally, you want to learn how to make it so that the fast high-speed shot looks the same as your base medium-speed shot, except that you pull back further on your final backstroke, and overall the stroke speed looks faster in the end, the forward stroke. But you don't want it to look like it's changed fundamentally. Doesn't look like a break shot or something. You don't want body movement or any of the other things associated with, we'll call it a power shot. One of the things I found myself doing is winding up, pulling my arm back at an angle to then recruit chest muscles to help me get more power on the forward stroke, and then involve my shoulder, upper arm. All of that is wrong. You can't allow yourself to do that. And so that's a reason why, to develop your high speed shots, it's best to do it by taking the base shot and just slowly increasing the speed. You might be able to discipline yourself if you just slowly increase the speed to not do all of those mistakes. Now I'm showing working on slow speed shots where I want the cue ball to finish in the lower half of the table. I find these personally more difficult than the high speed version. One thing I noticed for myself in shooting the low speed shots, one thing that caused problems was I got too relaxed with it and let my shoulder get a little floppy and sloppy. And the fact that I wasn't going to be hitting hard meant that I changed to not bracing my arm as much. And then that led to looseness that led to shot missing. So be careful that you don't get too lax just because the shot is at a low speed. Now I'm doing a drill shooting 7 pairs of spot shots, alternating speeds, moderate, fast, slow, and repeat. I repeat any shot that I miss until I make it. And if I miss something a lot, that's telling me that I don't know it well enough. I don't have my mechanics solid enough. And perhaps I need to go to that shot, whether it's the left cut versus the right cut, or if it's the high speed versus the low speed, and put some focus time in on it again. When doing this drill at the extremes of the speeds that I'm illustrating, it's very challenging. But you can do this drill and make it a bit more accessible to you by not having the shot speed variations be as dramatic as what I'm illustrating. There's merit in seeing how you do in changing from shot to shot, left to right, and slow, medium, and high speed. So get to this drill as soon as you can. I wasn't keeping my elbow still enough. Same thing. Identical. Change the angle. We've taken a 30-degree cut to table length. We learned how to set up the shot and learned some table geometry along the way. The first principle is to use this shot to validate any stance or stroke changes we tried using shot mechanics drills. The next is to find a way to get consistent at moderate speed with the spot shot and to know the feel for it and hold it precious. Next, integrate different speed shots into the mix. We described one method and illustrated the other. But don't start at the speeds I demonstrated here. Work up to them. And if you need more challenge, add topspin and draw. I gave tips on adjustments to consider and wrong approaches to avoid. We saw why it's important to shoot cuts in both directions. Finally, we learned the value of video to help identify incorrect mechanics. This drill, if done right, will take you a long way. Future videos will extend and expand on other parts of the shot practice gym. See you next time.